The humble OLED display is one of the most important components on the gamepad. It wouldn't be much of a game console if we couldn't actually see anything, or have anything to draw pictures on. The OLED modules are cheap and can display a wide variety of graphics, from text to simple shapes to full sprites. But how we, the programmer, work with the screen and how the Arduino works with the screen are pretty different, and in this video we'll explore some of those differences. For us, the programmers, we generally use a library to interface with the screen. In this case, we use the U8G2 library. This library contains all the baseline code needed to work with tons of different OLED modules. The library also provides all of our drawing functions. Generally, if you want to display something on the screen, you'll need to do a few things at the very minimum. For example, say you want to display a string of text on the screen. First, add in the necessary libraries for U8G2 and for wire, which includes the routines for I2C. Now you'll need to select a constructor that matches the OLED module you're using. The gamepad is currently only set up to use one constructor, which is the one shown on screen. The constructor is telling the Arduino how to communicate with the OLED module's chip. Next, you'll need to call the begin function to initialize the screen, along with the font you would like to use. Now in the loop function, you'll use the drawString method on the display to draw the text. The first two numbers are the X and Y coordinate positions of where the text should be placed, and the third argument is the text itself. Finally, we need to tell the OLED module that we're ready to display the text. Then add in a delay function to limit the refresh rate. And this is the absolute minimum needed to draw the text on the screen. But this program isn't really useful, and it only works because the text we're drawing is the same each time it loops. If we had text that was changing or other moving graphics on the screen, we would need to add the clear buffer method above the drawing routines to clear the display. So the U8G2 library contains a lot of drawing tools, as well as the instructions needed for the OLED module to function. But we, the programmer, have a fairly high-level view of the screen. But how does the library and more directly the Arduino interact with the screen? Well, if you look at the gamepad board where the screen connects, there are 4 connections. 2 for power, 1 for a clock signal, and the other for data. The clock and data lines are the I2C lines. I2C is a very common bidirectional serial communications protocol. The reason this is so handy is that the controller chip by itself has over a dozen connections. If we were to try and drive the driver chip manually, it would take up most of the Arduino's input-output pins, which wouldn't leave much over for the buttons and the buzzer and the LEDs. But with I2C, we can access the OLED module with just 2 pins. The I2C protocol is somewhat complicated in how it works, but essentially there is a host device which initiates the communications between the client devices. Each client device has a built-in I2C address that should be unique among each client. The host begins communication by directly addressing one of the client devices by its address, and the clients can only output information when it's allowed to by the host. There are other advantages of using I2C. For example, I2C is a serial bus, meaning that multiple I2C devices can share the same clock and data lines. Up to 127 devices can be daisy-chained together when it's used in its 7-bit addressing mode. Realistically, you'll never have this many devices on a single I2C bus. But the point is, you can access a large selection of modules using only 2 pins. This is a very brief overlook of the protocol, but the end result is that I2C data transfers are orderly and are resistant against damage by misbehaving clients. And whereas controllers for many devices can vary a lot in terms of their connections and pinouts, I2C always consists of a single clock line and a single data line, which makes it very easy to integrate into existing projects. But I2C is just the highway where the data flows. Its job is just to get data from one device to the other. It's still up to the programmer to decide what kinds of data are moving around and when. This is where the U8G2 library comes in, because while it uses the I2C lines for getting data to where it needs to go, the U8G2 library is what manages the actual data going through those connections. So hopefully this gives you a better understanding of the different interfaces for the OLED screen, both the data used to control the screen and the protocol used between the Arduino and the OLED display.
If you want to learn more about electronics, check out the Gamepad Quest, which is a DIY electronics adventure where you not only get to build your own video game controller, but you also get to program and design a video game. Now, as you go through that, you get a variety of instructions and training videos that allow you to go on a variety of side quests and learn how to use all the components in your kit. You get to build video games on a breadboard You will get to solder up your own video game console, and you will get to install and upload multiple games that have been adapted to the Gamepad Quest. Not only that, but we'll teach you how to design your own printed circuit board so that you can start modding and designing your own video game systems. We'll teach you how to control a pixel on a screen, how to program your own video game music. Go and visit our website and learn more about this hands-on learning adventure, where you get to do everything you ever dreamed of, all in one single electronics kit.